All right, hey, good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday morning. We just got the 11 a.m. NHC update. So I'm going to go over a quick few minute quickie on everything. These seem to be going real well. We did our normal live this morning at 9:19. That's about an hour long. So if you want to check out that, and then there'll be a replay at noon, and I'll be on live tonight at 8 p.m. So here's your scoop. This one just got posted at 11 o'clock. We now have hurricane warnings in effect in red, and we also have surge warnings that are not shown on this map, but I'll be sharing them, and they're also on the website. So Laura is a hurricane now, 75 miles an hour. The structure of the system is definitely wrapping, so all signs are this is going to become a major hurricane. We're looking at Category 3 officially Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. So we're still looking at a nighttime Wednesday hurricane. The track did shift some to the west. The NHC notes that. However, it's not a major shift. The NHC, however, is stressing the cone is the probable path of center, but it does not show the size of the storm. Hazardous conditions can occur outside of the cone. So there's a lot of focus on the center that I'm reading on these in the message boards and whatnot. So, the important thing is if you're on the west side of this, center line, you're just as equal risk according to the Hurricane Center that the center can come. So don't let your guard down on the west side of this cone. Same goes in Louisiana. So nothing's changed dramatically, except we now have 115 miles an hour here, which indicates what kind of strengthening are we going to see from here to landfall. NHC mentioned earlier today we could have a little bit of shear, but we also know how systems can continue to intensify. So my only beef with these adjustment points is the NHC doesn't tell you possibility here at landfall. So the fact we have 115 miles an hour here, again, means it's going to start strengthening pretty quick, and we're going to really have to watch for maybe even more strengthening on approach. Some of your latest models, European, for one of them, are showing us a little bit stronger system now as this approaches the coast. So those are things to worry about and to watch. Again, the east side of the system always brings in more weather to the east side. So we have surge warnings stretching far from center. Important to note, don't focus on the center. If you're to the east, this is a pretty large system. I measured it this morning. It was almost 400 miles wide. And you're starting to see that here with the NHC circle. So it's a fairly large, system here size-wise. So depending on, where it goes, these are tropical storm force winds. That's why we have a large, path there. It's not your smaller systems that we've seen over the years. So, and it could expand. The moisture field appears that it's actually trying to become more symmetric, and that would allow, and it's going over a little cooler waters right now. These waters here a little bit cooler from Marco moving to the north, and once it passes these into the western Gulf, then the conditions are very favorable, very light shear. So definitely can see it strengthening. So the only questions we got, of course, that final track, maybe they're waiting on the 12Z models to see if they shift back. We normally get you get a flip-flop, a windshield wiper effect. I did read a couple discussions. They were not quick yet to jump on a major shift west. They took a little shift west. Maybe they're waiting on the afternoon models to see if the afternoon models all come in and they're still pointing a little bit more to the west. They might adjust their cone maybe at the 5 o'clock. But again, if you're in that cone, you have just as much chance of the center passing you. And we're talking about a major hurricane. So the winds are going to spread far from center. And there's another effect is inland. We could have hurricane conditions all the way up close to Arkansas. That's something people don't realize. The power outages are very widespread. Something like that. These are areas that could be affected as our system pulls up. So those are some things that are kind of shockers after a system, is the inland effects. And then, of course, the lastly we have to worry about is rain. The rain maps are all on my site, and we're getting, you know, the normal estimates of a 6 to 10 to 12 inches of rain. And at least we're not having a stalling effect like we saw with Harvey. It's gonna move on up, and it's gonna move on out. So there's your latest. No changes in thinking. It's going to intensify, maybe more now than, you know, 115 officially, but what happens towards the coast is the question. Does it keep on intensifying? Timing is the same. We do have warnings up now, and there are still little wiggle room here with our afternoon models on how strong this high pressure really is. And I know the hurricane hunters are out there flying now, so it all depends on how strong this high is on when this curve happens. So still a lot to watch, but we do know we have a developing system, major hurricane, likely hitting landfall in just a couple days. So if you're in that area, prepare and know all the options. I'm going to update the website with DOT information and local emergency management links so that you can stay tuned, Louisiana and Texas, to what's happening in your area. So we're thinking of you here at Mike's Weather Page, and we'll be here obviously every step of the way. So good luck.